Hi there. Today I'm going to show you how you can upload your books to Apple to get them into the bookstore there. Now, word of warning first of all, this probably won't work if you're on a PC. They seem to want you to use an Apple computer, funnily enough, and I even had trouble getting Firefox to work on a Mac. So I'm using Safari, I'm on a Macintosh. If you can't get it to work by following these instructions, don't panic. You can use something like Draft to Digital and they can push it across there for you. This is if you want to do it yourself. If you want to have full control over the process, then this is how you can do it. Otherwise, you can use Draft to Digital, and there'll be a video coming on that soon. But first of all, start with my website. Now, we're going to be uploading this book, The Return of the Martians, to Apple today, and that's what I want to do. So we'll go to a simple link, which will be in the description. It's authors.apple.com/epub upload. Now, here's the first weird thing. You have to sign into iTunes Connect. Yeah. The program hasn't been called iTunes for years. It's called Music now, and it's not where you buy books, but there are historical reasons why this exists. So to upload your EPUB, sign into iTunes Connect with your Apple ID. Now, I already have an account, so I'm just going to sign in. If you don't already have one, then you'll click Create, but I'm going to sign in, and okay. Once I've logged in, you'll get this. Choose how to publish. We can submit a new book, update a previously submitted book, or set up a pre-order. Now, there's some help available here if you need it. I'm just going to submit a new book. It's already out on Amazon. I'm not setting up a pre-order, but if you want to, then obviously this is where you would do it. So I'm just going to submit a new book. Continue. Now, unlike Google, if you watch my Google Play video, we're getting straight into the book here. On Google, it had you fill in all the other information first. Here, we're getting straight into it. So we'll choose the book file, and we want Return of the Martians EPUB. You want the EPUB format for this, obviously. I'm going to choose a cover image, which is that one. Now, you can also choose a sample file. As with most of these stores, you can choose to upload a specific part as a sample, or you can just let the service decide, you know, here's the first chapter or whatever it is. I just leave that alone. I let them do it. And you notice it's validating it as we go, so you're going to have to wait a minute or two for it to actually check, and it seems happy. We've got a green tick. Stars mark the required field, so you need a cover image, you need a book file. You don't need to choose the sample file. That can be set up by them. Hit continue, and then here we go. So we've got some buttons. And here we've got the type of contribution, so you can have author, editor, illustrator, blah 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 blah. Most of the time you're just going to select author and you put your name in. Then we've got a description. I'm just going to copy and paste that from my standard description. Here we are. Hit continue. Does it contain explicit content, adult content, or extreme violence? Now, there's some fighting in mind, people die, but it's not extreme violence. I think this is looking for something that is a lot more dark than what I write, so I'm going to say no. Publisher name is... I have a name set up for this. You don't have to. You can just put your name in, you can put your pet's name in, whatever you are using as your setup. Now I just need my ISBN, my original publication date. So 1st of March 2022 is my publication date. Now it seems to think I've missed this. Not sure why. Let's come back to it. Right. Primary subject category is fiction. And the subcategory, you can pick and choose these as you go. These are the usual sorts of things. So I'm going to go with fantasy historical. Oops, not foreign language study. Fiction. And subcategory science fiction. See, there's lots and lots and lots. Right, science fiction, Alien Contact. And we'll do another one as well because it gives you the chance. Why not? We'll go with science fiction. Go for action and adventure in this case. Interest age I don't put in. And again, does it contain explicit violence? No. Right, we can now upload it to iTunes Connect. We will add price and territory info before your book is published. So, give this a minute. This is usually where things go wrong if you're trying to do it with something other than Safari or on a PC. Equally, it can sometimes go wrong just trying to upload the EPUB. So at least it's right at the start of the process if that goes bad. Right, you're almost done. Now, you have to go somewhere else. You have to actually go to iTunes Connect. We're currently still on authors Apple.com. We have to go to iTunes Connect, click My Book, select your book, and set everything. Now, hopefully it gives you a link. Opens you in a new window. And my book's not there. This will happen. Do not panic. It can take a little while for it to show up sometimes. You can see the books I've already uploaded, obviously. We can pick and choose certain things, so I'm just going to go back in now. You can come through here, you can look at sales, you can look at payments and financial reports, but for now we're just going to keep reloading it until it comes back. Right, so that book has now popped up. You'll see at the bottom here it doesn't yet say that it's online or doing anything, the others are on stores, so we're going to click on it. This is where we're going to set it all up. So there's my link. ISBN, blah, 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 blah. Now we're currently waiting for review. Well, we haven't finished everything, but you just want to quickly check that the metadata you entered before is correct. And this looks good. Offer pre-order preview is fair enough. Now, here you see we've got the original book, which we can change. The sample, which they've created, because I'm not that bothered about how much they give away. All good. So we set up rights and pricing. That's what we need to do. And essentially that's saying where am I allowed to sell it and how much for. So add new countries and regions. Now most of the time, unless you're in a deal with a traditional publisher and they've got rights to sell in certain countries, if you're doing this independently, you have the right to sell it wherever you want. So we can pick and choose that. Right, you can choose to apply DRM. Digital rights management. Now I've talked about this elsewhere, I'll do an in-depth one on it at one point. It's meant to stop people copying your book. It really doesn't work. If somebody wants it, they'll copy it, and once one person's done it, it's available on the internet. DRM just slows down the pirates a little tiny bit, and it's not worth it. It will annoy some of your customers because they won't be able to transfer it from device to device. It'll get in the way, so we aren't going to do that. You can. Don't get me wrong, it's entirely up to you, but I don't feel that it makes a difference, and I think it annoys customers more than it actually helps you. Pre-order start date, I'm not putting one in. Release date, it's already out. Base currency. Now you can pick and choose what country you're in. I'm going to go with GBP because I'm in Britain. Release type, new release. Now I'm not entirely sure what all of these others are. I think digital only is if there isn't a hardback or a paperback of it. And other, I've always gone with new release. Physical list price. Now this is where you can say on paper it would be this much, and let me just click that. Yes, the existing physical or digital list price for the book, if applicable, and then the suggested price for the book on Apple Books. Now they can change it, they don't tend to, but they can change that if they want to. Now I'm currently selling this for £1.99. Currently selling it digitally for $1.99, so I'll set that to be the same for Apple, but my physical price, the paperback, is $8.99 because the cost of paper is insane right now. Now, select the countries or regions in which you'd like to make it available. Unless you've got a pretty good reason, select all. You'll see that this covers a good chunk of the world. The main things obviously UK, US, Australia, Canada, and so on. Continue. Now we've set a base price in the UK for this, because that's where I said I was, and that's the number I think of. Give this a moment to load, and then we should get the opportunity to change it everywhere. So, reviewing the price and availability. Now again, we've not chosen DRM, so we're not going to have it. We've not chosen a release date, it's going to come out straight away. We've chosen new release, physical list price, and the pricing tier. Now, you can't strictly choose what tier they're going to be in. Well, you can choose what tier, you can't choose exactly the price. So for example, in Australia, I've got various options which are in a very peculiar order. You can go all the way down to free, or you can pick it and just have it be as close to their price as possible. The main ones I tend to check are the US, it's $2.99, which is correct, that's what I'm selling it for on Amazon. If you undercut Amazon on another store and they notice, they will reduce the Amazon price to match. So you just need to be careful that you're not underselling yourself here. I'm just going to leave all these as defaults. I'm not too worried. Apple Music's not the biggest, or sorry, Apple Books, not the biggest market for me at the moment, so I'm not too worried. It's really just about having it there so people have the opportunity. We're going to hit confirm. It just takes its time a little bit. There we go, and we're getting there. Okay, so not on store. That's normal, don't worry about it. It takes a little time. Release date currently available. That's because I didn't set a release date, so it's available as soon as possible. Cleared for sale. Not sure what that means. I don't think they've reviewed it yet. I don't know what VCS enabled is either, but there we are. It's there. There's your price tier. You can change the tiers given a certain date, so you can run sales and things, and obviously we're not changing any of that at the moment. So here's the list of all of the countries. As I say, not on the store yet, it needs to be reviewed. By reviewed, they're not going to actually write a review, they're going to look at it and make sure that it's actually a book, it's not full of horrible illegal things. I think it's all automated, so it doesn't take very long. Here's another option, future countries or regions. Automatically offer this book for free in all new books, countries or regions. Now, I always click enable, and so far they haven't added anywhere. I would be careful if it says for free, but now that you are actually part of the store, they will email you when this changes, so you can then go in and set it. I always hit enable, because then if they do add somewhere and I'm not paying attention, at least it's out there. At least new countries, when they've got the Apple Store and when they're suddenly excited that they can do this, then you're available. So we hit done. And again, we wait a moment. Just be patient. And store status, not on 51 stores. Now all the others said on 51 stores, so at least I know I've got all of them set up, and it's waiting for review. Again, this is their check of whether or not it's okay to go up or not. But in the meantime, we've got all of our information on there, got a nice little cover art, and we can go ahead and add another book if we wanted to. But for now, that is everything we need. If we go back to my books, not on 51 stores, but these two will pop up in a moment once it's checked and say they're on 51. So these are the ones I set up earlier. This one's new. We're just going to need to give this a little while. It could be up to an hour or so, it might be even a bit longer, so I wouldn't keep hitting refresh and waiting for it. What we'll do is, once again, we'll come back once it's done, and we can then check and see it actually live online. Alright, so we'll be back in a moment. It's been a couple of hours, I've logged back in, and the book is available. Now, they didn't send me an email. I don't know what it is with these bookstores and not sending you an email when your book is ready. Amazon does it, nobody else. But if I click on the book now, with any luck it'll take me to the page, and we can double check links and things like that. Now, it's on 51 stores, that means that Apple is in 51 different countries. In my case, the store link, even though I said I'm in the UK, even though I am in the UK, it still comes up with the US title. But that's fine. You click it and it will open up Apple Books and let me buy it in my area. So it's there, so are the more books by me, and that's working fine. So there we are. All done, all ready, and if I click the 51 stores it just shows me the list of them all. Not particularly helpful. But there we are. It's there, we can view it on Apple Books, we can set up our tax information. Obviously again, if you haven't had an account before, you will need to do that so that they know who's paying the taxes and whether they ought to hold some of it back for you or not. and we are done. Alright, well I hope that was helpful. If there's anywhere else you'd like me to demonstrate, as I say, I'm going to be doing a draft to digital one fairly soon, because they are the best way to get your books out to a lot of stores without having to do every one individually. But Apple's quite a popular one and people do want to see this. So if there's anything else you'd like to see, drop me a note, leave a message in the description, and I shall speak to you again soon. Alright, bye for now.